Hello guys, and welcome to my new video. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a more informal video and share with you how I actually learn new words in English and Chinese, and sometimes even in French. So if you're interested, then keep watching. On my channel I actually have another video specifically dedicated to what I believe and a lot of people think is the best way to memorize new vocabulary. It's using this repetition technique during which you repeat certain phrases and words at an interval. Some people use Quizlet for that, some people just create their own flashcards, like paper flashcards, but a lot of people still believe that the best app to do that is Anki. Today I just wanted to do this kind of like a step-by-step guide of how I use Anki, show you like the whole interface of my Anki app and some of the tips that I hope will help you start your Anki journey. This video is not sponsored by Anki. I've been using Anki for more than a year now and I absolutely love this app. It's just a great tool to memorize as many words as possible in the shortest amount of time possible. Now let me just show you what my Anki app looks like. First, I recommend you to download the app to your computer because I believe that right now the app is not free. If you want to like download it on your phone, it's not free, but if you want to have it on your computer, it's completely free. So to try it out, to test it, to see if you like it, you should definitely first start with your computer. So once you've downloaded the app, you're gonna see that you don't have any ducks at all, and it's normal, right? Because it's a new app, and first what you should do is start creating ducks. To do that, at the bottom of the screen, you have the option create a duck. You're just gonna press here and name your duck. I'm not gonna do that because I already have 3 different ducks. So when I first started using Anki, I made this mistake of just like, having one duck for one specific language. And maybe if you're not planning on adding a bunch of cards to your Anki decks, it's fine, but for me what happened is, look at my Chinese card. I created it like more than a year ago and I've constantly added a ton of cards there. And as you can see, I currently have almost 1,000 due cards. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do all of them in one go, and it's going to be just so boring and frustrating, but it was all my mistake. First of all, and I'm going to talk about it at the end of this video, how many words you should have in one deck to be able to successfully finish this deck and not be in my position. So now let me just show you my English deck because this is the English learning channel and I think you're most interested in this deck. So when I open this deck, I have 71 cards to review. For you, when you just download the app, obviously you're gonna have 0 everywhere. So for you, you have to just open this deck and then press add. Right? It's gonna mean that you're gonna add new cards. And before I show you how I add new cards, I think it's time to actually talk about where I kind of like get all these new words from, right? Because I don't like this idea of just Googling word list, online and just like memorizing all of them. I don't think it's a very good strategy. I have this e-reader. While I read, I'm gonna highlight certain words that I don't know. I'm just gonna press a word and highlight it. So for example, I'm reading the book and I feel like, okay, I don't know this word, like for example, I can see the word fixture here. Okay, for example, I feel like maybe I don't remember, I don't understand what this word means in this sentence, right? I'm gonna highlight it, and then later, usually after I finish a book, I'm gonna come back to the whole lists of all the words that I don't know. I'm gonna like look through all the words again, because sometimes there is like this situation that while I read a book, I highlight the same word like twice or even 3 times, right? And it tells me at the end of the book that I probably do need to memorize this word. But sometimes after I finish the book, I realize that some of the words are not really useful, maybe they're outdated, and I realize that, okay, maybe I don't need to memorize this word. So what I do next is I have this word fixture and then I Google the meaning in the dictionary, and then I add it to my deck. So when you add words to your Anki deck, there are a couple of options you can choose from. You can actually like completely customize your Anki, and it's gonna look so much different from the basic version. The only thing that I've really customized is the type of my cards. Don't only use basic. Basic means that you only create one card. I usually go for the basic and reversed card option because it creates two cards. Sometimes people like to use close cards. I find them really useful when I want to like memorize certain expressions, you know, not just words. For example, if you want to memorize certain idioms in English. If there is like an expression to turn heads, you can choose the close type, and this way you'll be forced to, you know, like construct this whole expression one more time because one of the words is going to be close. I also sometimes use the recording option where you can just record your audio, you know, if you want to like record the correct pronunciation. I sometimes do that, and I also sometimes use like different colors, you know, to make it prettier, to remember everything faster. But this is practically everything I use. If you're wondering about the last thing I have, it's called pinyin. It's for Chinese. Pinyin just means like pronunciation of a word in Chinese, but I have it in English, and for me it's like pronunciation of a word in English. Now I feel like it's time to actually show you how I do my Anki cards. And to start studying your Anki deck, you should just press on the deck and then press study now. As you can see here, I have my word slovenly, right? Usually when I do my Anki cards, I try to read aloud because reading out loud can help me improve my pronunciation, and kind of like it forces my brain to connect this word that I see on the screen with the pronunciation. But I also understand that some of the words, almost all of them, right, that I have in my app are very formal. So I'll probably never gonna use the word slovenly in my daily life, right? It's only for reading. When I read something or when I watch some movies, it's just a nice word to know. Then I check if I still remember this word. So when I read it, I'm like, okay, I think it means like untidy and dirty. And I also have the meaning of this word in Russian. I know a lot of people say you shouldn't use your native language, you should only stick to English if you want to like think in English, and I sometimes believe that it is true, but for me it does help to have the translation into Russian, not because it helps me remember the word in English, but because it helps me improve my Russian as well. Because sometimes I want to know like Russian words that are more beautiful, more formal, and it helps improve my Russian vocabulary as well. And then I have 4 options. I have the option to go easy. It means that for me this word was so easy, you know, it was so easy. As you can see, the app is gonna show me this word in almost 4 months. I can press the good option. The app is going to show me the word in 2 months, or hard. You know, if it was hard, I was like, I'm not sure what it means, or again. I usually press again when I just don't remember the word at all. I'm like staring at it, and even after looking at all of these examples, I'm like, I have no idea what it means, right? And then I press again. So yeah, guys, this is practically how I use my Anki deck. I read or I watch some TV shows. When I watch something, I usually like open my notes app and I type in the words that I don't know. But this is what my Anki app looks like. I hope it was useful. It was like a little bit of a tutorial for you how to use Anki. But the last thing I actually wanted to talk about is how to use Anki to be able to finish all the decks. I once watched a video by the guy from Days of French and Swedish, and he said that to learn all the words successfully in your Anki app, you need to have 390 cards in one deck. So once you successfully have 390 cards in one deck, you should start another deck. If we go back to my Chinese deck, we see that I don't really have 390 cards there. I have way more, almost 4,500 cards. It's a lot of cards, guys. Don't repeat my mistakes. If you want to successfully use this app, you should stick to around 390 cards per deck. As you can see in my English deck, I have 384 cards. It's almost perfect, which means that I'll be able to finish it successfully. The reason why I have 72 cards here is because I haven't done my Anki in a long while. And obviously this is what happens when you don't do your Anki course for a long time. So yeah, guys, I think it's gonna be it for today's video. In this video, I just showed you the in-depth process of how I use my Anki cards, and I hope it's gonna help you to become more productive when you try to memorize new words in English. Make sure to check out my other video about Anki, why I chose Anki, and why it's so good. And also, if you're interested in how to read in English to actually be able to learn English, I also have another video on my channel about reading in English. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram to get even more updates from me. If you want to get even more resources to learn English and have a chance to kind of like participate in polls to choose what videos I'm gonna make in the future, make sure to check out my Patreon page as well. And see you next time. Bye!